Hello, this is Colleen from Designs of Value Art, and today we're going to talk about water drops. We have a teardrop one here. This one is just sitting on the petal this way, and then this one is actually coming down off of the petal and dripping. So we're going to go ahead, we'll start with the one that's dripping, and I'm going to use my black on my palette, and I'm going to mix it with the whole bean. I'm using the whole bean watercolors, and I'm going to mix it with the white. So I don't want black. I don't want a dark gray. I just want a real soft gray. So by adding that white to it, it's going to make it show up against that white background here. So I'm going to just go ahead, I've kind of outlined it a little bit here. I'm going to just do it a little bit more. So that we can see it. Okay. So anytime you're doing a water drop, you're going to have a cast shadow if it were sitting on something like this one, and this one will have a cast shadow. This one is falling off, so it's not going to have that, obviously. But I'm going to darken that same mixture just a little bit more because we do want to create the inside of this water drop. Actually add just a little more water to this so I can pick up some darker color. It should be better. So basically the inside of this water drop, as it falls off that petal, is going to be darker. If there was a background like a green or something, then I would say you'd want that to be one shade darker than your background. Just like what we're going to do on these two. All right, now clean my brush. And I'm going to take straight white, no gray or dark in there. And we're going to create the highlights in here. This design is a little bit different in the sense that it's very difficult to see where the highlight's coming from. Just getting a little bit more color on my brush, and I am using a Billy Shoal #1. Works out really well for this type of thing. All right, so we've got our highlight in there. Now I am going to darken that center, but I think I'm going to let it set up a little bit first so it'll dry. I don't want it to... See if we can get it to dry a little bit here. Yeah, I'm going to fill this completely in with the dark gray. And then we'll come back and put our highlights on. Once it's dry. All right, so what we need to do, we'll do this one next, which is our teardrop, is we want this to be one shade darker than the value it's sitting on. because the water that's sitting on there darkens that surface a little bit. Now I took and actually went around that so you could see it. I had a pencil line in there, but I know it would be very difficult. In fact, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit closer so you can see me a little bit better as I paint this. So I'm just filling the entire thing in, the entire teardrop in with this color that's one shade darker than what it's sitting on. It's probably a little bit darker than that, but I want you to be able to see it. So that's okay, it works. Now, when I'm going off camera, all I'm doing is picking up more color and rolling my brush so that I get a nice tip on this number 1. Okay. Normally I would do this like a 2 or a 4, but this is what I had in my hand, so that shadow's gonna come around here like that. It's pretty moist. Picked up quite a bit of the moisture with my brush. Okay, that's good. Now that one should be dry on the inside, so I'm going to go into my white, pick that up, and then on this side it's going to have a little bit of a light. Okay. I'm going to reinforce this one on that's falling off the petal. We'll start there. I'm just picking up a little bit of the black gray color we were using. I just want to outline this because it's really not necessarily outlined completely. We'll just kind of put in, that's better. Okay, so we can see that one now. Alright, now I'm going to take my light. Make sure I don't have too much moisture on there. Now I think my highlight on this one that's falling off needs to be reinforced. White is a different animal. We're not used to using white in the watercolor world, so it's something you just have to practice. Same thing up here, reinforce the white. You can put as many highlights in yours as you would like. I mean, it's a personal preference. This guy turned out pretty good. He could actually be a little bit more dark in the center, in between the highlights. Yeah, that's better. Now, if you're not happy with your highlights, I'm using the whole bean white. You can always use a pen. There's many other products on the market. Bleed proof white would be an option. I believe this is a white, yep. India ink Bombay white. So that would be an option as well. So that's